guys, welcome back to Dan's Reef, and today you join me for another product review. This one's actually another wave maker, but this is a little bit different. This is a mini gyre. I'm a big fan of gyre wave makers in general. I think they solve a lot of problems in a tank depending on the application and how they're mounted. But this one was sent to me by Aqqa. And it's a mini gyre, and I will show you the box. So the box is just on here, if you can see that. So what we'll do, we'll get it unboxed, I'll tell you a little bit more about it, and as always, this product was sent to me by Aqqa to review, but as always with anything that I review, I'm free to say my thoughts on the product, pros and cons. We'll talk about the price point, value for money, all the rest of it, and we'll get into it. So fish are all good. Let's just have a quick look at the box then. So it's an Aqqa Wave Maker Mini Gyre, 15 watt. Let's just look at the breed. Suitable. Their recommendations is aquariums from 15 to 70 gallons, so 56 litres to 265, although most of the time with wave makers they tend to under sort of or overinflate the figures for the flow, so I suspect it could probably work quite well on a low setting in a small nano, but we'll test that out. Okay guys, so in the box again, as always, you get a nice little instruction manual, and then the contents itself, you've got your controller, which has got a few different modes on there, which we'll take a look at. I do like about this little mini gyre, it has got on M6 there, you can see it's got a self-cleaning mode, so that's going to be quite cool. We'll look at that and see what that does. It should do what it says on the tin really. I think it reverses the blades to reverse, and then it sort of does like a self-cleaning function, so that'll be quite good. Standard UK plug, and then the unit itself, it's just a simple twist lock off to undo that, and I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. So there you go guys, once you twist that off, the housing just comes off, and there's a little tab to slide to the one side. That's the little blades there, and then that's just the cover, so nice and easy for maintenance. Cat's trying to get involved, but let's get it in a tank and we'll see what it can do. Okay, so I've got it set up on this end of the tank. Now you got to bear in mind this is a 5 foot frag tank, and obviously I'm not expecting this to move a huge amount of water, but at the moment as you can see it's fairly near the surface, and you can see that it's given a good amount of flow across the top. And then if we look at the controller, at the moment it's just on M1, so that's just a constant flow. And then if I swap it to, let's just have a look at one of the modes. So that's your M2, which is just your standard, that's just going to be your standard your wave. M3 is a staggered, so we can look at that one. M4 is your cyan wave, and then M5 is like a mix of everything. We can control the intensity of the wave, so we can do slower bursts and faster bursts, but it seems to be pretty good at moving a good amount of water across the top of that tank, which is quite good. The thing I like about these gyres is the fact you don't have to have them orientated that way. You can actually put that sort of vertical into a corner. The magnet's quite nice because it's got a nice rubber edge, so that's in contact with the glass, so there's no way that it's going to scratch anything like that. So to get it to do the self-cleaning mode, what you've got to do is hold down the M6 button, and then if you hold that down, you should get the orange light on. This will now start doing the backwash feature. So you can see there now, it's starting to reverse the blades for the cleaning mode, and then what it will do is, just having looked at it, is it will do that for a good a couple of minutes or so, and then it reverts back to the wave mode that it was already on. So that's quite cool. This is another benefit to the gyre pumps, is that you can have them, obviously I've got this tucked in front of the front panel at the moment, but the fact you can mount them vertically tucked in a corner somewhere, you can have them as low down as you want, and obviously that will get flow into places that, you know, when you're using these standard wave makers, they can be a little bit bulky, whereas these are actually quite slim. So that's always a benefit of running a small gyre like this one, really. So I'm just in M2 at the moment, and I've moved the gyre a little bit closer to the surface just so we can get a better visual and just hear if I slow up the intensity. So at the minute I've got it on the most slowest setting. If I start ramping that back a little bit, so if I go back to halfway, you can see what it does. It doesn't actually shut the power head off all the way through the pulsing. So what it does, it just backs it off and then it sends the pulse out. And if I shorten that up a little bit more to make it a bit faster, you can see it doesn't ever shut the flow off. So it's not constantly backing off like a normal wave maker tends to do. This one's still actually putting flow out. And if I shorten the speed right up, so that's on the fastest pulse. But even on that, you can see it doesn't ever completely shut the flow off. So that's quite a nice little setting. If I go back to halfway, between fast and slow, you can see that you still get a nice gentle flow between the pulsing. So I quite like that. That's a nice little feature. And similar to some other wave makers I've done, this control unit still has a light sensor, so you can switch that on if this is exposed to ambient lighting in your room. So when it becomes night, the light dims down, the wave maker will actually just almost put its flow down to about 1% or the lowest setting. So again, that's quite cool. All your wave modes, again, they're really, really good. You can sync these up to a secondary unit as well. You've got your standard feed modes, and obviously you can toggle between night modes and change the mode settings. So there you go, guys, that was my little mini review of the Aqqa Mini Gyre pump. So as you can see, it's still in the tank now. My return pumps aren't on, that's just the movement from it, and it's pretty decent, to be fair. So maximum 15 watts, maximum flow is 4,000 litres an hour, and the actual pump dimensions is 3.6 by 2.2 inches, or 9.2 centimetres tall and 5.5 centimetres wide. So recommended 15 to 70 gallons. The model number is the Aqqa-111-15 watt, but I've been pretty impressed. I think if you've got a smaller nano tank, even anything up to a 2 foot, I'd say would be pretty ideal for this. If you've got you know, a reasonably small sump, you could put it in a sump, and I think it would do a pretty good job. But let me know what you think. I'll leave a link below where you can pick one up from. And as always, thanks for watching. Happy reefing. Till next time. Thanks a lot, guys.